Yeah, I will start with the invocation.
Yeah.
Om Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langhayate Girim Yat Kripatam Maham Vande Paramananda Madhavam. Om Sanjay Uvacha Tam Tatha Kripaya Vishtam Ashrupurna Kulekshanam Vishidantam Idam Vakyam Uvacha Madhusudanaha. Okay, let's read. Om Sanjay Uvacha Tam Tatha Kripaya Vishtam
Tam tata kripaya vishtam
Ashrupurna Kulekshanam
mashu purna kulekshanam
Vishedantam idam vakyam
vishidantam idam vakyam
uvacha madhusudanaha.
uvacha madhusunana sudanaha.
Shri uvacha madhusun Shri Bhagavan uvacha
Oh, sorry. Shri Bhanava. Wait. Shri
Shri
Bhagava
Bhagavan uvacha
Vacham
uvacha
Vacha
Kutastva kashmalamidam
Kutastva Kashmalamidam
Vishame samupasthitam
Vishame Samupastitam
Anaryajushtam
Anarayajustam
Asvargyam
Asvargyam
Akirti Karamarjuna
Makirti Karam Marjuna
Karam Arjuna
Karam Arjuna
Klaibhyam Smagamav Partha
Klaibyamma Smagama Parta
Naitatvayupapadyate
Natatvai Upapadyate
Naitatvay
Nat night. Say it again.
Naitatvayupapadyate.
Naitat upapadyate.
Santina etat tvayi upapadyate. Kshudram hridaya daurbalyam
Shudram Harid
Hridaya
Shudram. Say it again.
Hridaya
Hridaya
daurbalyam
Daurbalyam
Tyaktvotishtha parantapa.
Tyakto Vishtaparam Tapa.
Tyaktvotishtha
Tyakto
Tyaktvotishtha.
Tyakto Vishta.
Okay. Tyaktva uttishtha. Two words.
Takvya.
No,
Taktvya.
no.
Vish.
Tyaktva.
Tyaktva.
Yes.
Tyaktva.
Tyaktvo tishtha.
Votishta.
Mm-hmm.
All together now.
Tyaktvotishtha parantapa.
So Tyaktvyatishtha.
There is no ya in the second round. Tyaktvotishtha parantapa.
Tyaktvotishta paramtapa.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you.
Arjuna uvacha.
Arjuna Vacha.
Katham bhishmamaham sankhye
Katam Bhishmamaham Sankhye.
dronam cha madhusudanaha
Dronam cha Madhusudanaha.
ishubhiv pratiyotsyami
Ishu Bif Pratyosyami.
pujarha varisudana.
Pujarha Varisudhana.
Mhm. 1 second, I will come. I have to.
Oh, did I kill it? I did. I need to use my stinky stuff that I'm not used to now, which I didn't care about. So funny. Arjuna Vacham Katam Vish Mamaham Sanke Dronam Cha Madhu Sudanaha Ishupi Pratiyo Ishupi Pratiyotsyami Pujaha Pujaraha Parisudhanam.
Okay, ja now trishtup. Guru nahatva hi mahanubhavan
Guru Nahatva Himahanubavan
Shreyo bhoktum bhaikshyamapi haloke
Shreho Bhoktum Vaikshamapi Haloke
Hatvarthakamans guru nihaiva
Hatvarta Kamamstu Guru Nihaiva
Bhunjiya bhogan ruddhira pradigdhan.
Bunji Abogan Rudhira Pratiktan.
Here is a misprint. You can see Gurun has to have long U and it is short U here.
Oh, okay.
Nachai tadvidmach, it's also badly printed. Nachai tadvidmach kataranno gariyo.
Nachai Tadvidma Katarano Gariyo
Yadva jayema yadivano jayeyu.
Yadva Jayema Yadivano Jayeyu
Yane vahatvana jijivishama.
Yane Vahatva Najijivishama
Devasthitav pramukhe dhartarashtra.
Tevashtitaha Pramukhe Tatarastra.
1 second. Somebody wanted to come to our class, but I will have to answer.
Are they knocking on the door?
No, not knocking on the door, on another door in Facebook.
Ah.
I will be in a second. Okay. Nachai tadvidmach kataranno gariyo. Once more.
Nachayata Vidma Katarano Gariyo
Yadva jayema yadivano jayeyu.
Yadva Jayema Yadivano Jayeyu
Yane vahatva najijivishama.
Yane Vahatva Najijivishama
Devasthitav pramukhe dhartarashtra.
Tevashtitaha Pramukhe Tarashtra
Karpanya dosho pahata svabhava.
Karpanya Dosho
Pahata.
Pataha Svabhava
Karpanya dosho pahata. Karpanya dosho pahata svabhava.
Karpanya dosho apahata svabhava.
Prichami tvam dharma samudha chetah.
Prichami tvam. Can you do that one again?
Prichami tvam dharma samudha chetah.
Prichami tvam dharma samudacheta.
Yachreyasyan nishchitam bruhitan me.
Yache yat. Okay, can you do that one again?
Yachreyasyan nishchitam bruhitan me.
Yaschire yashyan nichitam bruhitan me.
Yachreyasyan.
Yache yak. Wait a minute.
Yachreyasyan
Nachire yashyan
syan.
tian.
S.
Not. Ugh. Yeah, I see. Yachtre yashyan nishitam bruhitan me.
Shishyaste ham shadhimam tvam prapannam.
Shishyaste ham shadhimam tvam prapannam.
Nahi prapashyami mamapanudyat.
Nahi prapasyami mama panu. I lost my tune. Dyad.
Mamapanudyat.
Mama panudyad.
Yacho kamucho shanam indriyanam.
Yacho kamucho
Shanam
janamindriyanam.
avapya bhumao asapatnam ridham. Avapya bhumao.
Apap apap ya
Avapya
avapya bhumau.
asapatnam ridham.
Asapat namidram.
Asapatnam ridham.
Yeah. Nasapat namidram.
Simply asapatnam ridham.
Nam maridam.
Asapatnam ridham. Asapatnam ridham.
Asapatnam maridam.
Very good. Don't do double M. Asapatnam ridham. Rees.
Asapatnam maridam. Okay.
Yeah. So when the words join, m you usually at the end joins with the next vowel, and that's what you have it all the time. So ranama p also sapatnam ridham, different words. Huh? Shoshanam indriyanam. So you will see everywhere m joins. Yeah? Rajyam suranam apichadhipatyam.
Rajam Suranam Apichadhipatyam.
Very nice. Sanjaya Vacham.
Sanjayo Vacham.
Evam muk uvacha. Sanjaya Uvacha.
Yeah, Sanjayo Vacha.
Very good. No Vacham.
Oh, yeah.
I heard Uvacham again. Evam Muktva Hrishikesham.
Evam
Evam
Evam Mukha
Uktva
Hirishekam.
Uktva Hrishikesham. Yeah, Uktva.
Uktva Hirishekam. Ah,
Evam, maybe you're tired already
I
from
think
this.
I'm done with this. Oh
Okay.
my God. I know. It's like doing this in my head. Oh.
The best is not to read, just listen. Evam Uktva Hrishikesham.
Evam Uktva Hirishekam.
Gudakeshav Parantapah.
Gurashekha
Guda
Purantapa.
Gudakeshav Parantapah.
Gurakeshav Parantapa.
Nayotsya iti Govindam.
Again?
Nayotsya iti govindam.
Nayotya Viti. I'm not getting that.
Nayotsya iti govindam.
Nayotya iti govindam.
Uktva tushnim babhuvaha.
Udvat
Uktva tushnim babhuvaha. Uktva.
Utvat Shimbavu Babuvaha.
Mhm. Tamuvacha Harishikeshah
Tamuvacha Harishi Kesha
Prahasanniva Bharata
Parasam Prahasam Nivabarata.
Senayorubhayor Madhye.
Okay, I'm done, Weimar. I'm sorry.
10 shlokas and finish. Yeah?
Yeah. Okay.
Senayorubhayor Madhye Vishidantam Midam Vachaham. Shri Bhagavanuvacha Ashocyanan Vasochastvam Prajnavadanshya Bhashase Gatasun Agatasunshya Nanushocanti Panditah न त्वेवाहं जातु नासं न त्वं नेमे जनाधिपाः न चैव न भविष्यामः सर्वे वयमतः परम्. By the way, you can find my recordings of
Mhm.
chapters to 6, all that I put into the file, in case you want to hear that how it runs, and then
Okay.
it is in that folder for you. All right, here we are. We went through all of this already. He is not destructible. And even if he is destructible, the beings are the beginning unmanifest, then unmanifest again.
Oh my God.
Because the embodied one is infinite, eternal, and therefore nobody can destroy him, and you don't need to suffer about that. And it is better, here it is, svadharmamapi cha vekshya navikampitum. We spoke about this. Yeah? Better to follow one's own dharma. Um,
Yeah, when you were talking about Svadharma, I
mhm,
think. Yeah, because it says that right here at the beginning. Um, I looked up Svadharma, and the understanding that I got from it was, like back in the day when everybody was pigeonholed into what they were supposed to do because of their family or their birth order or whatever the heck, all those rules they had about who does what, when, and how. That it was more about, at least then, it was more about that. It was more that, like, Arjuna was born a warrior. So um, he needed to be a warrior, and to be anything else was not following his Svadharma. So is that how they're speaking of it here?
it is more dharma, yeah, than svadharma. Everything which you are born into the family, what surrounding, what instruments you received, it is all dharmic. Yeah, you are born
Okay.
into dharma of kshatriya. Svadharma is something else. It is something which connects you with your own svabhava, your own becoming. You may adopt any dharma. You may take dharma of the kshatriya, dharma of the brahmin, dharma of the shudra or vaishya. You can be in many dharmas, but your svadharma, your own dharma, is uniquely connected to your soul and your own personal needs of development. Mm.
So Arjuna, his dharma was to be a warrior, but his Svadharma could be something different.
Mhm. Um, But in this case, what it sounds like it is dharma and not swadharma. Overlooked over your swadharma, you should not tremble. You find your own swadharma, the dharma of your own being. Dharmya dhiyudha shreyon yad kshatriyasya navidyate. Because from better than this, for the kshatriya, there is no dharmic event than this dharmic battle. This dharmic battle is the best for kshatriya,
Mhm.
where they can reveal their own qualities. Yet drichaya chopapannam svargadvaram apavritam sukhina kshatriyah partha labhante yuddhamidrisham. And it is as if by chance that the doors of of heaven were open. Uh, Thus, in this way, the kshatriyas, happy kshatriyas, rush into such a battle. It's as if the doors to heaven was were open. So it is, yes, it is believed that, and it is still in many cultures, it is believed that when you die in the battle, you are a hero and you go to heaven. Yes,
Mm.
and that's,
We have Star Trek right here. Yes.
yeah. But if you are, for example, killed in a concentration camp
Right.
or by some criminal, it's very bad. Yeah? It's something else. But if you are in the battle, and
Right.
that's why many kshatriyas, many warriors were asking for this, so please kill me
Okay.
with a sword, don't
Yeah.
kill me with a stone or something, because they believe that they go to heaven.
Well, it just, I know I've mentioned this to you before, but it amazes me how much of our culture in our sci-fi stuff, because I like Star Trek, comes from these things, which I didn't realize until I started learning this.
Mm,
Because they weren't ideas that any Westerner would recognize
mm,
until you start studying where it all came from. They pulled a lot from the Vedic literature.
right.
I don't
And
know.
it is
Just
true,
find it.
it is true that these dharmas of kshatriya, brahmana, vaishya, they are dominating the soul. If the soul is choosing to develop faster by the knowledge, then it becomes this, it follows dharma of brahmin. If soul needs the action and to be a leader, leadership, wants to fight for the true cause, then it adopts this dharma of kshatriya.
But does that ever change through a life, or does it stay in the life?
Usually, the choice of the soul is, yes. Usually, it stays. But
Mm.
nowadays, things are mixed up in the world, and many souls do not come to their own proper bodies, and so there is a mixture going on. For example, many male souls are being born in female bodies, and many female souls, as it were, it's all very relative, but who are used to be males or females born in the male body. So we have this mixture of genders, and nature is working out some mm, new paradigm, fashioning new beings, which are not so vividly as animals determined to be male or female. Mm.
That hasn't made sense though, because if we've lived many lives, some is male and some is female, then how could there be a mistake? Because we've gone back and forth, probably
In
most of
the
us. So,
Yeah, in the past, it was mainly soul was choosing one gender to be reborn.
hmm.
And it was for a long time. Like if I would choose to be born as male, so I was born as male all the time and never as female. It's very rare or impossible. By the way, something similar in the Mahabharata we have about mm, Ambika, if you remember. Uh,
vaguely.
Yeah, Ambika was Amba, Ambika, and Ambalika were three ladies which were taken as a prize by conquering the kingdom by Bhishma. But since Bhishma king, yes, decided not to have progeny, not to marry, mm, to to please his father, because his father had other
Yeah.
progeny from other lady who had to be the king, and so he refused. He made a vow of never being married, and that's how he got this name Bhishma. But when he was conquering kingdom, he took these three ladies, and then he didn't need them because he didn't have relations any. So he just they were like guests in his room. But then he sent Ambika back to her husband, king, and her husband didn't accept her. He said, you were staying in some other's man's house. Yeah. So once you stayed in somebody's house, like a prisoner, so I can't trust you. You are spoiled for me, as it were. That's, yeah. He was not very happy to meet her back. So she was frustrated and she went into the fire with a wish to be born very fast in another birth as man and to challenge Bhishma for her humiliation. Not the king who refused to take her back, but Bhishma who let her go. Can you
Mhm.
imagine? Such an absurd, such a this is dharma of the world that time. Yeah? So she was born as Shikhandin. He was like a transsexual or something, in between. He was not totally male because he had all this kind of attraction to males, so like gay, yeah?
Mhm.
And he was considered to be totally off, so to say, not really a proper human being. There was no clear male female distinction in it. So because of the Shikhandin who came to fight with Bhishma, Bhishma was killed. Bhishma was immortal being. And he said, I will not fight if Shikhandin will come to fight. He knew that Shikhandin was reincarnation of Ambika.
Mhm.
So when Shikhandin came in front, because Bhishma was so powerful that he was destroying armies, and they said there is no point in fighting more longer with Bhishma alone because he will destroy all of us. So they came to him secretly and asked the remedy, how to kill you, Bhishma. Can you tell us the secret? And he told them that there was Ambika, that she reincarnated as Shikhandin. She is somewhere there, as a male. And you bring her forward, and I will not fight. You can kill me. So they did the same, and then he was pierced by thousands of arrows.
Mhm.
And then he was lying like a hedgehog on those arrows and was telling the longest book, Bhishma Parva, in the Mahabharata, which goes for thousands of pages. I don't know how many. Half of Mahabharata, Bhishma speaks lying down on these arrows. Uh, and when he touches all his arrows, which are sticking out from him, he comes to one arrow which is in the
Mhm.
heart, in his heart, and he says, "This is Ambika. It is her arrow." He was in love secretly with her and allowed her to kill him. This is something, yeah, for heroic souls to think. Never, nobody knew that he was in love. Yeah? It was a secret, kind of, only for him to know.
Well, tell me something, because you mentioned Shikandim, and I'm thinking, oh, Shikandim Pushtivardhanam. What does that mean?
Oh, it is not Chikandin. It's something else.
That's different.
It's some other word. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Pushtivardhanam. It is not Chikandin. It is Sugandhi Pushtivardhanam.
Gandhi. Okay. Yes. Getting my words mixed up.
So Sugandhi and Shikandin.
Yes.
Sugandhi means with pure fragrance, perfect fragrance. All right. So the Kshatriya who sees this rushes into such a battle as if the doors of heaven were open to him. Nachit tvimam, nachit tvam imam, nachit tvam athachet, sorry, athachet tvam imam dharmyam samgramam nakarishyasi. And if you would not do this dharmic battle, Tatach svadharmam kirtim chahitva papam avapsyasi. Then leaving svadharma and glory, you will achieve only sin. You will, um, how to say, obtain sin. Papam avapsyasi. Akirtim chapi bhutani kathayishyanti te vyayam. This we didn't read. We stopped with the previous. This is the first new one. Akirtim chapi bhutani kathayishyanti te vyayam. Sambhavitasya cha kirtir maranata tirichyate. Akirtim is no glory. And no glory indeed. Um, Bhutani kathayishyanti te vyayam. They will speak about your imperishable force. The beings will speak about your imperishable force, kathayishyanti te vyayam, as not glorious. Sambhavitasya, and of the honorable, noble one, akirtich, the no glory, maranata atirichyate, exceeds or is even more than death. So Akirti is worse than death for the noble one.
So where it says Chakir, is that putting cha
Cha
together
Akirtir.
here?
Mm,
Okay.
Sandhi.
Yeah.
Mahabharata is full of sandhis, so they don't, they are totally classical sandhis. Veda is different, but Mahabharata is, you need to know sandhis. Bhayadranat uparatam mansyante tvam maharathach yesham chatvam bahumato bhutva yasyase laghavam. From fear, he, they will consider you running from the battle. They who are maharathach, the generals, the kings will think that you're running from the battle because of fear to be killed. They would not see your nobility giving yourself to be killed or something, or leaving the battle. Yesham chatvam bahumatach, and for whom you were very considerable, very important. Bhutva, for whom you became very important. Yasyasya laghavam, you will become unimportant. This is a very big argument for the king to lose his that status. It's very interesting to see what the status of the king gives you. Yeah, I observed in my life. You can see how, for example, people changed when they were presidents, and then they became non-presidents. Gorbachev was such a big figure, and then he became non-president. He became such a small being with small
Mhm.
thoughts, short feelings. Everything is very shallow, no wisdom, fears, all kind of things. He became a very ordinary being. But when he was a president, he was just, he changed the whole world. He introduced glasnost and perestroika, which changed Soviet Union. Soviet Union collapsed. But when he became a normal after that, it was not recognizable. The same I see in other presidents, but Obama not. It's interesting. Obama didn't change when he became non-president, left his post. He was
Mhm.
the same when he was president and the same when he was um, before and after. So the same being, the same reaction, the same way of behavior. You don't
Okay.
feel something changed.
Mm.
And if Trump will be removed from or will be changed, you will see what Trump would be. I think he's the same in presidency and beyond. The same clown of some kind. He's very sure of himself all the time. Very powerful kind of. Something in him is very unique in a way. And if you look at this Putin, for example, who Putin was before he was a president. It's just a servant, yes, 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 man, carrying luggage, man.
Mm.
And then now look at him. Yeah, this when the change is taking place. So for the king, it's for the real king who was born into that glory to lose that respect of his friends and people and subjects is heavy business.
Now, is this speaking of the king or is this speaking of Arjuna?
Arjuna is the king. He's royalty. He will be disregarded like no one, nobody, like some servant. It's impossible for him.
So
He will,
basically, Krishna is kind of pressuring him, pressing him, and saying, here's what you're going to lose. Here's how you'll be thought of should you
right,
decide not to do this battle.
right.
Yeah.
Because the battle already is here. Everything is already arranged for this. You agreed for this. And now what happened? Where is your word? Where is your agreement? Where is your nothing? You just break everything because of
Mm.
some thought, some weakness, some feelings. Feelings, yeah. The arrows are in the air, and here I have some feelings. Yeah? Who cares?
Not the time for emotions, huh?
No, it's time for concentration and action. Avachyavadansha bahun vadishyanti tavahitaha, and your enemies will speak very unspeakable things about you. Nindantach tava samartyam, and hating your courage, your power. Tato dukkataram nukim. And what is the worst than that for Kshatriya? Nothing is worse than this. So he's pressurizing him, pushing him in the direction of acceptance of his dharma, what he is born into. He is not yet speaking about his choice of the soul, though the Svadharma word was used there, yes. Hato va prapsyasi svargam jitva va bhokshyase mahim tasmad uttishtha kaunteya yuddhaya kritanishyaha. Hatova, when you are killed, if you are killed, prapsyasi svargam, you will get heaven. Jitvava, if you conquer, win, bhokshyase mahim, you will enjoy the kingdom. So the choice is simple, either heaven or enjoyment of the kingdom. Choose. Tasmat uttishtha, therefore rise, O Partha, O Kaunteya, O son of Kunti. Yuddhaya, for the battle, Kritanishya, decided in, decisively rise or resolved upon battle. Yeah, there are forms which we need to know, like PPP, Hatach, Prapsyasi, or Bhokshyase. These are future tense. Jitva, which is absolutive. So certain things we do not know yet. But Uttishta, yeah, Uttishta, we have to learn about mm, imperative. But Yuddhaya, we know Yuddham is the battle, Yuddhaya for the battle, Krita Nishya, decided or resolved. Nishya, decision, Krita, done, whose decision is done. When you come to battle, you cannot be undecided. Yeah? You have to be already clearly. That's why you see in these movies when they go for battle, they start shouting, like hell or death, death. They call death, because they have to overcome that fear. Otherwise, who in his mind would go into that massacre, in any massacre of this kind? Yeah? So you have to blind yourself in some way with some invocation or
No one in their right mind would go into a massacre, Vladimir.
right. But if it is indispensable, if either you or they, yeah, if they come to your door and want to kill you and enslave you, so you have to choose. So then you need to find that courage. Something you have to be decided for battle. Once you're decided for battle, it's a totally different being than before. Before you were decided for life, and you had to do that what is necessary: earn money, feed your family. But now you're decided for battle. Everything works for one end: battle. So you find the weapons, you concentrate your mind, you decide it. He was decided at the beginning, but then he became undecided. Esha te bhihita sankhye buddhir yoge tvimam shranu buddhir yoge tu imam shranu buddhya yuktah yaya partha karma bandham prahasyasi. And this was given to you or declared abhihita Sankhya in terms of philosophy. That's what he was talking. The spirit is immortal and so on. Buddhi yoga tvimam sharano. And now listen about it in the Buddhi yoga. Mm, Buddhya yuktah, having connected or being connected with Buddhi, yaya partha, by which, O partha, karma bandham prahasyasi, you will cast away the bondage. So now he will be speaking about buddhi, about the higher reason, about the higher mind vision. Neha bhikramana shosti pratyavayona vidyate svalpamopyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. Na iha abhikrama nashach asti. There is no loss on this path. Pratyavayona vidyate, and no obstacle known on this path. Vidyate, and na vidyate is not known. Su alpam, even little, api asya dharmasya, of this dharma, even one drop, one pinch, one blade of grass of this dharma, trayate mahato bhayat, protects from the great fear. It seems that the fear is the real enemy. To be protected from that great fear,
So is it the Kshatriya Dharma that protects, or is it something different?
yes, yes, the dharma of kshatriya protects him from the great fear. That's why he has to be kshatriya in that moment. If he
Yeah.
feels fear, he cannot be an individual who considers himself to be, choosing what to do. There is no more choosing. It's already chosen. The war is looking at into your face, so you can't really say, no, I'm like Strauss like this, and go with the head into the sand.
Oh, it's kind of like well, the image I just had is if you were thrown into the water, you may not consider yourself a swimmer, but if you're in the middle of the ocean, you better swim.
You better do it, yeah. You become a swimmer.
Yeah.
But you are the swimmer in the middle of the ocean and say, I will not swim.
Right. Then you die.
Yeah, that's what he did. And he tells him, you are a swimmer, for God's sake, swim.
Yeah.
Vyavasayatmika buddhih ekeha korunandana bahushakha yanantasya buddhayo vyavasayinam. Vyavasayatmika buddhih, because the buddhi mm, is decided or decisive. Vyavasaya means decision, atmika, which has the core, the self of the decisiveness, buddhi, the higher mind. Mm, Eka, iha, koronandana, it's only one buddhi, only one resolution. Bahushakha, with many shakhas, with many branches, ahyanantasya, and infinitely going on. Buddhaya, the minds of those who are not decided, avyavasayinam. Those who are not decided, they always go round and round and find something which may fit or drop something which they think it doesn't fit. And so they are constantly manipulative because they do not have mm, this decisive mind. Yeah? So the fixed and resolute intelligence is one and homogeneous, O joy of Kurus, many branching and multifarious is the intelligence of the irresolute. The one who is not decided, he will have many thoughts, many solutions he will propose, and none of them would be really the one. But the one who is decided, he goes for one solution and he reaches the goal. It is we belong to this avyavasayan, to those who are not decided. Yeah, we have many solutions in our life. Maybe not you, but me. Yes.
No, I can identify with that, especially now, all the information that we have with the internet and the way the news does their thing nowadays. There's so much information. And the hard part, I believe, is being able to disseminate the truth from this horde of information that we're receiving, because
Yeah.
most of it is only partial truth. And so we have to decide what we believe and what we don't believe. And so it changes. It's like one day you can believe this, but then something else looks more truthful the next day. And so you believe that. And
Yeah.
I think it's difficult nowadays to be this decisive, to be this resolute in in where you stand in your life on just about anything, except for maybe your own personal heart,
Mm.
where you know that you are, you can make a solid decision on that. But I don't
Yeah.
know, maybe when things start coming from that place, it will look more solid, because from my heart, maybe I can recognize the truth in a different way.
Yeah. Yeah, this is how falsehood works nowadays. That's propaganda from every side. Everybody as if has the truth. For example, this was analyzed how Russia is doing this thing. They would they would deny a very common truth, say no, no, it's not like that. No, no, it's not like that. White is not white. Why are you saying this? It is, and so they will be bringing more and more different solutions for them for whatever. Yes, if you accuse them that they hit the Boeing MH17, this under Ukrainian in Ukrainian space, and there is a court going on, and they're still denying. They're saying it's all this is propaganda from your side. There is no truth. There is no truth there. So after some time, as Hebels, Goebbels,
Mhm.
Hebels was telling that after some time the lie becomes the truth if you repeat it often.
Yep.
So
Yep.
this is what they do. They repeat and repeat and repeat from everywhere that it is not so, though it is so. And after some time, people say, "But God knows what is true." Yeah? It's
Mhm.
this mechanism. So for that, to solve this problem, we have to have our own views, which are not kind of, how to say, determined or given to us by others. We have to see the information and feel it and understand what is this all about. Okay, we can maybe stop somewhere here. I'm thinking because it's a little bit too much, I guess, today for some reason. No? Do you feel that it is a
No,
little bit over the head? Something
not necessarily over the head.
over the everything, not only head, but over the body, over the heart. Some more dun, 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 dun.
Yes, it feels like that. It does feel like that.
I also feel like this. The voice is disappearing. The first indication I have is the voice becomes very weak.
I think for me, it's
You tell me
well,
your solution. What is your
with
resolution?
my I don't have a solution, but
Resolution
my
for your
solution.
life.
No, it's just for life. Forget it. Um, Still working on that one. Just there's just